Today, dear students, we are going to deal with the first part of business writing, which deals with the definition, the importance, the various principles of business writing, its characteristics, the various objectives of business writing, and also in reference to the common challenges and misconceptions of business writing. So let us look at the definition of business writing in the very beginning. What is business writing? Business writing refers to purposeful, written, professional communication that is crucial in the global workplace. It aims to convey a message, to inform, direct, explain, and request, or sometimes even influence the recipient's action. Business documents usually consist of day-to-day communication with employees and customers who play an important role in the overall success of the business. Now let us look at the importance of business writing. What does business writing ensure? Business writing ensures effective business communication. Business writing enhances persuasion. It helps to evaluate employees and clients in the organization and even outside the organization when we refer to clients. Business writing helps increase professionalism. It increases professionalism. It elevates creativity. It helps convince stakeholders like employees, business partners, shareholders, and even the clients, various wholesalers and retailers and distributors with whom business transactions take place. Business writing establishes a strong influence on customers and the market, influencing the customer's behavior and their choices. The customer's behavior and the choices. Business writing also helps to keep good records of the company's performance, thereby promoting credibility and sales. It establishes a strong digital presence in the contemporary era through social media accounts like Facebook, usage of WhatsApp, Instagram, etc., and also through websites and various digital marketing strategies. Now let us look at the principles of business writing. The important principles of business writing are as follows. The first principle is clarity of purpose. Clarity of purpose requires clarity in presentation. It talks about to whom we wish to convey a message and what you want to convey. It deals with whom we want to convey the message and what we want to convey. Hence, it requires clarity. The second principle is clarity of thought. This requires the skill to be concise in presentation and logical in arrangement of thought. The third principle is to convey accurate and relevant information. Relevancy in information carries with it value additive and complete information when you want to convey something through business writing. The fourth principle is avoid jargon. We have to avoid jargon, usage of grandiose writing, no usage of grandiose writing, no buzzwords, no acronyms, no technical words, no complexity in usage of words. The next principle is reading and revising. Read and revise to avoid flaws and gaps in presentation. The next principle is practice is the key. Practicing vocabulary, sentence structures, suitable writing styles improves only with practice. The next principle is be direct. Always present the crux of the message in first 150 words only. Next principle is avoid verbosity. Avoiding verbosity is a primary principle. Don't stretch words and sentences for too long. The next principle is correct grammar and sentence structure usage. Be updated with the conventions of writing. The next principle is it should be easy to scan. Anything which we write should be easy to scan. Use bulleted numbered lists, underlined headings, concise paragraphs, and formatting to highlight keywords to scan easily. These are the most effective principles of business writing. Now let us look at the characteristic features of business writing in brief. What are the main characteristic features? Or you can say, what are the main characteristics of business writing? The first characteristic of business writing is professional tone, usage of professional tone. Always sound professional and be objective when you present your views in business writing. The second feature or second characteristic of business writing is clarity. Be clear in whatever you write. The third characteristic is conciseness. Be brief and concise when you present something. The fourth is audience awareness. Be aware of who your audience are. Know about your audience, their background, and their level of understanding. The fifth characteristic feature is organized structure. Always use organized structures, organized formats when you write for transacting in business. For example, writing a circular has a specific format, writing a memo has a specific format. Always use organized structures. There's no one common structure. The next feature is grammar and punctuation. Always check grammar and punctuations which you use when you write business writing. Likewise, check for relevance. The next characteristic feature is relevance. Whether the knowledge is up to date, whether the facts you are dealing with are necessary, are relevant and important or not. Check for them. Check for the relevancy of the facts you present. Eighth characteristic is correct formatting. Use correct formatting, correct type of formats to deliver a business transaction. Ninth one, use active voice. Don't use passive voice when you undertake any business writing. Everything should be in active voice in an exciting tone to convey the aptness of the content being conveyed. The next characteristic feature is purposeful language. Use purposeful language. Use language with a specific purpose, with a specific aim you wish to convey, not with deviated and unnecessary details. Don't use complex language. The next feature is adaptability. Check for the adaptability of your message, your content, and at the same time, check for adaptability of the recipient, client, or the recipient partner, or the recipient employees to whom the message is aimed at. The next feature is empathy. Empathy is a key feature in business writing. Empathize with the recipient's level of understanding, empathize with the recipient's situation and context. The next characteristic feature is precision. Present everything in precision, present everything precisely so that much time is not taken when it is related to the recipient, so that they can quickly go through what you want to convey. Hence, precision is the key for effective business writing. The last characteristic feature is credibility. Present credible features, present credible messages, present credible content. That which is false is not acceptable. That which is true and relevant is acceptable. That which is authentic is acceptable. So we come to a close of the characteristic features of business writing. We move forward to the objectives and purpose of why we undertake business writing in different forms and why business writing is essential. In order to understand why business writing is essential, we have to know the various objectives and the purpose with which we undertake business writing in specificity. Business writing has certain objectives and purposes. The first objective is clear communication. Clear communication is aimed to convey information clearly and concisely. The second objective is professionalism. Professionalism establishes credibility and trust, which is crucial for establishing business relationships. The third objective is documentation. Documentation is necessary for business because important information like agreements, policies, meeting minutes, etc., are later used for reference or sometimes used in legal purposes. The next objective is decision making. Business writing is also helpful to make informed choices. The next objective is persuasion. Persuasion helps to convince a client, a member, or a manager to impact and bring success to the organization. The next objective is efficiency. Efficiency helps in well structured business writing and reduces the need for clarification when written properly with efficiency and clarity. The next objective of business writing or purpose of business writing is legal protection. Business writing, when properly written, ensures legal protection and is a consistent evidence of proof in case of disputes. It also helps to build relationships. Building relationships is key for business writing. It helps in positive understanding and collaboration. The next objective is global communication. It helps to cater to diverse audience globally and internationally, not just regionally and nationally. The next objective is it projects a brand image. Consistent, professional, and clear writing enhances the brand image of the organization or the company or the institution and highlights its image. The next objective is problem resolution. It helps to navigate challenges and find solutions to problems. The other objective is compliance and regulations. It helps for compliance and regulations. It's essential to outline the company's policies, the organization's procedures, and compliance requirements. The other objective of business writing is training and development. It's useful for creating training materials, manuals, guides, etc. Feedback and evaluation is another objective. It aids employee development and continuous improvement for all. The final purpose and objective of business writing is financial reporting. Business writing helps to project budget reports, financial statements, and forecasts, which all rely on business writing. So, these are the briefly stated objectives or principles of business writing. Now, let's look at the common challenges which one encounters in business writing. Usually, the people or officials at the higher level of hierarchy encounter these challenges in business writing. The first common challenge is lack of clarity. People feel that they are clear enough, but usually lack of clarity doesn't help the business to go or run smoothly. The second is audience misalignment. Audience misalignment is another common feature when we encounter business writing. Audience are usually miscalculated, or people at the higher level of hierarchy think or feel that audience have higher level of understanding. The third common challenge is inappropriate tone. Finding the right tone in business writing can be challenging sometimes for higher officials. They may struggle to maintain a professional tone throughout in their communication. The next challenge is overuse of jargon. Sometimes people attempt to sound more professional, more knowledgeable, and hence run into the overuse of jargon, overuse of technical terminology, which only leads to confusion rather than to good understanding. Another common challenge to business writing is poor organization. Effectively organizing information is a common challenge where many people who write business performers struggle to present ideas in logical sequence, and this becomes a challenge for business writing. The next challenge is grammar and proofreading issues. Grammatical errors, typing mistakes always creep into business writing. Many face challenges when they use some grammar websites or apps, and overlook mistakes during proofreading. So, this also becomes a challenge in business writing. Likewise, another challenge is failure to revise. Some writers resist making revisions due to time constraints. Sometimes they feel that initial draft is sufficient and they miss the opportunity for improving and refining what they have written. The next common challenge is ineffective use of technology. People sometimes rely heavily or too much on grammar checking software rather than trying to check the errors and correct it themselves. Then it leads to ineffective use of technology. Next is vague objectives. Business writing sometimes enters into vague objectives. Business writing always should have clear objectives since it is primarily focused to inform, to persuade, or to instruct. But however, sometimes due to lack of focus, sometimes we fail to mention clearly what the purpose of our writing is. The last common challenge is overemphasis on formality. Sometimes people in hierarchy, higher levels, try to be excessively formal, reducing the warmth and personal connection which is important to establish business relationships in a smoother manner. Now, let us look at the common misconceptions in business writing. Not only challenges, but sometimes there are misconceptions in business writing. The common misconceptions in business writing are complexity equals professionalism. This is a common misconception that using complex language and lengthy sentences would lead to professional attitude. But no, complexity never equals professionalism, and people fail to understand that. The second misconception is one size fits all. One single writing style doesn't fit everyone because there are different contexts, different types of audiences, different types of recipients, different readers, different clients, and there are different purposes and varying approaches to business writing. So one size does not fit all. The third misconception is quantity over quality is looked at. Quantity over quality is preferred. Some individuals at higher levels believe that a lengthy document is impressive. It's not true because necessary information should be present concisely without unnecessary details. Quality is important than quantity. The fourth misconception is ignoring the importance of structure. Some individuals underestimate the importance of structure. They feel that content alone is important. So ignoring importance of structure is another common misconception in business writing. The next misconception is assuming all readers have the same background. It's not true at all. All readers do not have the same level of knowledge or they are not familiar with the topic in the same manner. So readers get confused. Hence, assuming all readers have the same background is a misconception. Next misconception is that thinking style is fixed for everyone. Thinking style is fixed for everyone. This is also not true. Some writers believe it, but thinking styles are different for different people, different audiences, different contexts, and different purposes. The same thinking and writing style does not fit in. The next misconception is overlooking the importance of visual elements. A common misconception is visual elements like charts, graphs, presentation of tabular data is not important, but usually well designed visuals enhance understanding and engage the audience or the clients. They look forward to it. The last misconception is ignoring feedback. Some people believe that feedback is not good. They don't want to take negative feedback. They don't want to read any feedback they get in. But always, feedback should be taken as constructive criticism, which is crucial to develop our business writing skills. So, we have looked at different things in this particular presentation. We had talked about definition, we had talked about objectives, we have talked about principles of business writing, we have talked about the common challenges and also the common misconceptions in business writing. Hope this will help weak learners to get into the brief knowledge about business writing in the first unit. Thank you.